The Passenger. It was in my high school years when I experienced this strange encounter. A little background story. My parents originated from Laos. My parents got divorced when I was only a small kid. I don't remember my dad much. After my dad left, my mom bought her a personal emotional support dog named Bibi. Bibi is a Labrador, very loyal and friendly towards my mom most of the time. He can be a real trouble when my mom is not around. My mom tried her best to keep my two siblings and I a normal life. I still end up hanging out with kids that are considered bad kids. I was a very disobedient child to my mom. My friends and I like to hang out at night. Chris is the oldest of us. He's already out of high school and knows how to drive. Kay and I are senior at our school. My worried mother will tell me to be careful and be safe every time I leave the house to hang out. I pay no attention to her. She would tell me not to go out and come home late. She told me that one day I'll bring a bad omen to her house. All seems like BS to me. I didn't care. The more she tried, the distant I became. It was homecoming night. We met up with our two other school friends, Ashley and Chubbs. Kay and I lied to our teacher that Chris is a senior from another school so he could come to our homecoming. We hung out at the dance for a while, then one of the seniors invited us and some of the other cool kids to a party at his house, just down the street. We all got tipsy on some drinks. The time was 11 p.m. Kay and I went out for some fresh air. We saw a girl at the party that we have not seen before. Kay and I started talking to her, getting to know her. She seems cool. We were right. She was not from our school. She was from another school across town. We learned her name was Samantha. It was 2 a.m. and everyone started to leave. I was getting tired, so I went to look for Chris so we could also leave. I found him sleeping drunk on the sofa. I woke him up and told him it's time to dip. I took Chris to the van, first helped him in the passenger side of the car. Then I went to look for Kay and Ashley and Chubbs. We all now got in the van. Chris was out, so I did the driving. I started to drive about 2 blocks down and saw Samantha walking in the night home. I got a feeling that it's kind of sketchy for a girl to be walking home that late. I drove up to her and told her to get in. She was hesitant at first. I told her she should be fine. We have a girl with us too. She didn't agree and got into our van. She sat next to Ashley and Kay. Then we discussed who to send home first. Samantha said that she lives across town, so we should drop her off first. Everyone agreed. Ashley and Kay and Samantha started talking. As I was driving, I kept getting this uneasy feeling and chills on my arm. As we drive for a while, we came to a stop at a stop sign. Ashley had fallen asleep. Kate and Samantha were still talking and having a good time. I was kind of jealous in a way. I was kind of bored, so when we got to some stop sign or stoplight, I'll peek at the rearview mirror to see what they are up to and what story are they sharing. This is when I start to notice something strange about Samantha. The first time I noticed is that she is talking to Kay, but her head was facing forward. And when I turn to look at them, she is turning facing Kay, and they are talking normally. As this be happening, I am feeling very cold. My tiny hair on my arms start to stand up. I begin to feel kind of weird out. I thought to myself that it might just be that I'm getting sleepy and I'm seeing things. I woke up Chris and he was not happy. But as he looked at me, he can tell something's not right. I try to hand signal to him that something is not right with Samantha, pointing in the rearview mirror. Chris looked through the rear view and I can tell that he saw what I saw. His face was as worried and scared as I was. We both kept looking back through the rearview mirror. This time we saw Samantha whip out her head and her long tongue was sticking out. We both were freaking out and then I turned my head to look at Kay and Samantha and they looked just normal. At this point we were not far out from my house. I was thinking if I see one more strange thing, I'm going to park the van right in front of my house and dip. As we came about 3 blocks of my house, at this time I am on alert and scared as I kept consistently looking in the rear mirror. to see what's going on in the back. I can tell that Samantha was completely a different person in the mirror, but if I turn to look at her, she looks normal. At this point, I want to shout to tell my friend what I saw, but I can't. By the time as I look in the mirror, Samantha looks pale, white. Sometimes her face would be blurry. Sometimes I would see her eye socket darken and hollow. It felt like forever to just get to my block. I almost cried. I started to pray in my head that if I survived the night, I will never, ever, never, ever disobey my mother again. I rushed to park the car, then Chris and I throw the van door open and run towards the front door. And I started screaming, "Mom, open the door! Open the door!" I screamed. I knocked furiously on the door. I could feel my other friends running after us. They did not know what was going on. I knocked a few more times and my mom opened up and Chris and I rushed inside, almost knocking her off her feet. Chum, Ashley, and Kay was right behind us, but were more confused. My mom asked us what happened. Chris and I yelled at her that we picked up someone and was going to take her home. But as we were driving home, we looked in the mirror and she was different. My mom was so mad and started yelling at me instead. "I told you one of these days you're going to bring something into this house." As she finished her sentence, an eerie scream could be heard outside and gusts of wind blew right into our house. All the windows flew open. My mom stopped BB, was barking so fiercely like I had never seen before. All my friends and I were curling up in the sofa, scared and shaking. My mom went to the kitchen where BB still barking furiously. BB ran to the back door, still barking as if something ran that way. My mom then took out some candles and started to burn and chant that the thing needs to get out. This house is not her house. My mom would repeat and walk away with the candle in her hand and spit water through the house to cleanse it. This for about 10 minutes and suddenly everything went silent. The ghost was gone. BB started barking. We just stayed huddled up for 30 minutes crying and scared. My mom then told Chris to go shut off his car and close the door. Chris was still so scared he would not budge. My mom then went and turned off the car and closed the window to the house, and then she gave us a lecture of a lifetime. After this experience, my friends and I will never hang out past 8. If you like this story, please like and subscribe. Thank you.